the Chinese Communist Party is a Leninist totalitarian system. Now you may say, why do I say that? Well, let me give you a couple examples. And I read this one interview with Mayor Bloomberg about 3 weeks ago where he said, it's really not a dictatorship. They really have to have the support of the people, so it's not fair to call them a dictatorship. And I have no idea why he said this. I mean, Bloomberg makes a lot of money in China, but this was sort of pathetic. So a couple examples. There are over 1 million Uyghurs currently in concentration camps. I saw a senior Chinese leader while preparing the book, and I said, look, I want to be fair. What's your side of the story? Why are there over 1 million people in concentration camps? And with a totally straight face, he said to me, you shouldn't think of them as concentration camps. Think of them as boarding schools. Now, these are boarding schools with machine guns. He said, we're trying to educate the Uyghurs to be good Chinese. So we're doing them a favor. In Tibet, they're trying to destroy the Tibetan Buddhist culture and destroy the monks. There's a breathing society, the Falun Gong. Falun Gong was a mortal threat to the system because the number one characteristic of Falun Gong is it teaches honesty. And if you're in a totalitarian state, what matters is what the state tells you, not what honesty tells you. So they have literally for over a decade been hunting down and killing the Falun Gong, including killing them for organs that they could use for transplants. So there are millions of Chinese who practice Falun Gong, and the Chinese government's out hunting them down every day. We did a podcast. We did one about 3 weeks ago with a professor at Hunter College who's Chinese, who was disappeared. He's walking down the street, the police walk up to him, they say, hi, you're coming with us. They don't tell his family, they don't tell his lawyer, and he disappears. And after a while, they say, now, if you're willing to make a videotape of that you're guilty, we'll release you. To show you how this works, the highest paid actress in the world is Chinese. Earlier this year, they disappeared her for months. Now, this is, again, think Hollywood. Everybody knew she was gone, and the police just had her. They wouldn't talk to anybody, wouldn't tell you where she was, wouldn't tell you what the charges were. Finally, after a couple months, she made a video that she'd done some things wrong, and it was totally correct of the state to be correcting her, and they released her. But they had a deeper meaning. They were saying to everybody in China, if we can disappear the highest paid actress in the world, you can't imagine what we can do to you. And then, of course, you get Hong Kong. And I think people in Hong Kong have a pretty good idea that Bloomberg may not realize it's a dictatorship. They do, and they don't want any part of it.